Hello everyone, welcome back. It is July 1st and it is my first day of my Christmas in July focus and the first of my 22 new starts. So the first one is this beautiful gold collection dimensions kit Christmas Village ornaments. I did ornament number 1 last year, and that was the one with Santa Claus actually going up on the rooftop. And this one I'm doing this time is right here. It's number 6, but I chose it because it has a husband and a wife and a little boy and a dog, which represents our family beautifully. So this is the one that I will be starting on, or have started on today. You haven't seen this since last year. I finished this one. Remember, this fabric is already divided off into 6 spots. And so this time I didn't have to start in the middle. I could just go right up the middle and make it even with the one next to it. And I know I'll have plenty of room. So that was an easy start today. I really enjoyed working on it. And true to a dimensions kit, I started out with 4 strands of floss. But at any rate, I did get 346 half stitches. So I guess if you were counting it for a stitch, where you have to have so many stitches for a prompt, that would be half of that much. But I just wanted to get in 200 stitches for that was my goal on my 24 hours of cross stitch acrostic, and I'm using this for one of the letters in my cross stitch acrostic, and so I counted it as half stitches because it's whatever I want to do. There's no minimum, there's no rules about that. So that's a decent start. I'm pleased with that. I think that's a decent start, and I will put it back away for a little while till I see what all else I get to do this month. Excited about it. Well, I've been telling you we're having company, and our company arrives tomorrow. Now they'll be traveling tomorrow, so I should have the morning to come up and do my next new start, which is a Lizzie Kate, and it's Merry Ho Ho. It's a small one, and that will be my last new start I have scheduled until the 6th, until our friends are gone. So I will try to get that done in the morning if I can, and then be ready to greet our guest. So I will probably have a little bit of a time, I hope, to record my new start tomorrow, but if I don't, then it will be the 6th before I come back. For you, it's just a second or two, but I just will be absent for a few days. I hope you have a great plan for whatever you want to stitch on in July. I'd love for you to share it with me. If you don't have a FlossTube channel where I can see it and watch it as I've been doing, then send me a little message in the comments and let me know. Happy stitching, everybody. Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Dina, and I'm here to give you another update about my cross stitch. Well, I'm gonna start off today with an FO. So Stephanie, you can watch this one, just don't let Mom see it. But tell me what you think. I finished my Christmas present for my adopted mother, Stephanie's mom. Once Stephanie and I decided we were going to be adopted sisters, we adopted each other. Her mom thought about it for a while and decided that that means that she's my adopted mother, and that meant the world to me. So I give her something for Christmas and her birthday. I wish I could do more, but I'm too far away. But I love her. Stephanie, please tell her that when you tell her you've watched my video. Anyway, you'll recall I was stitching a little snowman called Flaky Friends. It's been a while because I finished it a while ago, but I just fully finished it and I wanted to share with you what it looks like. I made it into a flat fold, and yes, I went back, Vonna, thank you so much, and I looked at Vonna's tutorial on making flat folds. Even though this cross stitch kit came with the boards and the batting and instructions, I read the instructions and I thought, I like Vonna's way of doing it because she shows me. So I pulled her tutorial back up and I watched it as I made my flat fold. So here's the front of it, and it says, Flaky Friends, Warm the Heart. And I just love all these crazy, wonderful fall winter colors. I used buttons out of my own stash because I couldn't find, the buttons didn't come in the kit. I kind of thought they should, but they didn't. So these are my own little snowflake buttons, and this is my own heart button. I did order a little carrot button. I was able to find that one. And I probably could have found a heart, but since I had this beautiful big one that looks three-dimensional here, and since I already had snowflakes, I just used them out of my stash because, you know, I am doing stitch from stash. So there is the front. Here is the back. How do you like that fabric? With little snowflakes and snowmen. This was in my stash. It was a leftover from a Christmas placemats or something I think that I made Mom years ago. Anyway, I put a red ribbon on the bottom for the hold, the connector to hold it open, and it stands up beautifully. Now this one doesn't have any kind of trim around it because for me, this crazy border was more than enough. I just didn't think it needed anything else. And the pattern that I used to make this didn't show any kind of trim on it either, so they must have felt the same way, the designer. So there you go. That's it from the side. I used that fabric on all the pieces, you know, that show. And I'm tickled. I'm tickled to have that done, and I'm tickled that it turned out so well. I really like it. So now I can put this away. And I don't know if you could tell, there's another snowflake button right there. So there's actually a total of 3. So there you go. You can, if I tilt it, you can see them a little bit better since they're white on white. I wanted to share that with you. Thank you for letting me do that. Okay, so you know that yesterday I started my my village ornament, and it was a dimensions kit that my son gave me one year for Christmas, and I had done one, and now I've started the second one, and I showed you that. So today is my second new start for the Christmas in July, and it'll be my only start until our guests leave. I got a text already today from them. They're en route, and they're planning on arriving here about 5:30. And currently it's about 1:30. It is exactly 1:30. So that means I have 4 hours before they get here to get a good start on my new start. And today I'm so tickled that it turned out this way. I get an easy one to start. So this is my Lizzie Kate, and it's the Merry Ho Ho, and I'm just gonna do it on a mystery white linen, well, off white linen, because that looks real yellow. So instead of using bright white because of his beard, I just pulled this out of my stash. It must have come either in a kit or a gift from a freebie table that someone gave me, but it's just a small count linen, off white. I know it'll fit on there because this is such a small piece. But I'll measure it to make sure before I, you know, start stitching on it. And there's Merry Ho Ho. So that's what I'm going to start doing in just a minute. That's all I have for you today. I had no idea it would take that long because I've been prattling on about everything because I'm so excited. But I'm going to get busy stitching, and I hope you have a great few days before I get to come back and see you. But I'm looking forward to enjoying my company, and I hope you have a great 4th of July if you celebrate, if you're in the USA. So happy 4th, everybody. Happy stitching. Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Dina. It is July 6th, so it is just after our company has left. They got up and headed home this morning, and so I had a lot to do today just to get my house back in order and get everything clean and ready to go, because I am hosting a group of ladies at my home tomorrow to play canasta. So I had a little bit of housework to do. And then I got busy and got stitching today. However, it's been several days since I've been able to record. I got to stitch very little when our guests were here. Late in the evening, I would come up to my stitching room. My friend would come up with me and was going to sit and talk with me while I stitched. And the first night it turned out that I did get a little stitching done, but the second night she came up with me. She had a article of clothing that needed to be repaired that she wanted to wear the next day, and so I spent that evening doing that with her, and glad to do it. So I got very little stitching done that night. So I didn't film while she was here. She didn't want to be on film, and I didn't want to make her feel uncomfortable, being nervous that she might accidentally get in the shot or something. So I just waited until she had gone home. So let me update you on what I stitched on Friday. Well, it was my new start on the 2nd of July. And I stitched on it a little bit on the 3rd, a little bit on the 4th, and then didn't stitch any at all on the 5th. So this is called Merry Ho Ho. It's by Lizzie Kate, and that is what was my second start in the month of July. And I got a part of it done each day. So my original start was the border and the letter Y and the letter, that was it, the letter Y. And the next day I got the letter R done, and that was all I got done. And then finally I got this REM, and that was all I got done. And then one day I got the little ball on the top of his cap done, and I actually did that in a beautiful silk lame braid that sparkles, but it's not showing up on camera that way. And then I finally got this done the last day that I stitched on it, because I knew I didn't have any other new starts slated until today. And so this is where I got to on Merry Ho Ho. I'm thinking that I'm going to take this with me. Saturday is my stitching meetup, and I may take this one with me because it's smaller, and I'll see about whether I can get any more of him done. When I saw this little pattern, I thought it was going to be a little tiny ornament. I had no idea. I didn't realize how big it was going to be. And so I grabbed this little scrap of fabric and thought, oh, it'll fit, maybe on half of it. And then as I started calculating it, I always check my size before I start stitching. Even if I think that I have already checked it when I put my fabric in there, I still check it. So I'm glad I did, because I thought I could start it way over here and it was going to be just in the middle here. Oh no, I had to move it a whole inch over to get it on here. It's okay, because I'm either going to make this a flat fold or a pillow, so I'll be stitching right up next to it anyway, so that'll be fine. I can still use this little scrap of fabric. I have no idea where it came from, but I'm using it, and it's the right color, so there you go. So that brings us up till today. So now we're current. Well, today I had a big start. Today was my day to start Kringles. So let me remind you what I'm talking about. This is Kringles. It's a Little House Needleworks pattern. Isn't that precious? It's adorable. When I pulled this out today, I thought, I should figure out a way to personalize this and put in a Raggedy Ann doll in honor of my friend. And I look in the front, and I know you can't see it, it's too small. But guess what? That is a little Raggedy Ann doll right there next to this doll. Isn't that cute? It's already there. I don't even have to fudge it. So I decided today I was going to start Kringles. And I was thrilled to see that it would be easy enough to start it up near the top corner, because it was almost even with the corner. You just had to count over to start your stitches. So I did. And I'm going to tell you something. I was so thrilled to be able to stitch today that once I got everything done, when I got up here to stitch, I didn't want to stop. I finally did stop. I did stop in order to have dinner, but that was it. Coco spent the night with Fred last night because we had a game night in honor of our friends being here. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. But so Coco wasn't here. I didn't have to stop and walk her or do anything for her. So she didn't get home till late this afternoon, around 4:30. 5 o'clock, somewhere in there when my husband got back with her. So I got a lot of stitching in. I got 1,062 stitches in my new start, and here it is. Now you may not be able to tell because the colors are so close to each other, but this is the roof line. It's all the way across, and the snow up here is done in ecru. There you go. You can kind of see it in the shadow there. Now I may have to go back and back stitch that before everything is said and done, so that you can really see it. But I've done the roof. But that means I've done the roof all the way across and at least 3 to 4 rows down, which is great. I have color completed the ecru on the snow line. I think it's in the building some. And I've started on the second color of the roof. And I'm just trying to color complete it before I do the other color. If that gets too confusing, I'll go in and fill in the second color. I may stop and do windows. I'm not sure. But anyway, I love it. I absolutely love it. The fabric that I chose to do this with is not the original fabric I had in here. I originally had light taupe in here, but I decided I didn't want that dark of a wall inside the house. And so I changed it out for Misty Purcell's Sparrow. So that's what I'm doing it on. And it is a fat quarter, and there it goes. It fits beautifully on this fat quarter. It will be just a tiny bit longer than I need for my 3-inch border, but it fits beautifully on here. So I'm really glad about that. So there is my start on Kringles. I'm excited, very excited that that went well. So I hope you had a great holiday or a great weekend, and I know we did. And I will put some pictures at the end of Coco at Fred's house. I only have a couple of them. They didn't take a lot of pictures because she was only there one night. And but then I'll also have a cute little picture to share with you. When we first got Coco, my husband took a picture of her in the truck with him when she was a little puppy. And today he realized when he looked, I think it popped up on Facebook as a memory. You know how it does that? And he saw it, so he went and put on the same shirt. And he went and said, I'm going to take a picture of her in the truck with me now. And it'll be then and now. And I said, oh, I want that. I want a copy of that. So if I get that from him, you'll see it at the end as well. Well, I am hoping that I have a little bit of updates for you in the next few days. Saturday is my stitching meetup day, as I mentioned. Friday, I get to stitch on virtually with my friend Glow from England, and it will be just a quick call. But on Monday, it's her birthday, and we're going to celebrate it together online and stitch together. And so I'm looking forward to that. So I have great, wonderful plans coming along the way here, and if I have fun and exciting things going on, I will certainly share them with you. In the meantime, everybody, happy stitching. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. This is Dina, and today is July 8th. I am enjoying so much my Christmas in July stitching. It has been a little rocky getting started having all of our guests here, but that's done now. And things are back to normal. So yesterday on the 7th, I had a scheduled start. And that start was for sort of a Christmas, what I'm calling a Christmas card or ornament size. They had it styled for an Afghan. So it's a little bit larger than a little tiny piece that I thought it was going to be, but I kind of like the size it turned out. But let me show you what this is. This is the first one I started, was this little angel. And I did make a couple of adjustments to it. I didn't like the wings. I didn't like the color choices on the wings. I don't know if you can tell, but there are stripes of yellow in the wings. And I didn't like that. To me, wings are white, so I didn't want to do that. So I did mine solid white, and I just did this darker ring around it, the outer edge here. And I left off that other row of edging all around because I felt like the wings were just too big for that little girl, for the little angel. And then I didn't need these swirls either, so kind of mine looks like more like that. So this was my start for yesterday, and this is the book. I've had a couple of questions about this. It is a Better Homes and Gardens cross-stitch Christmas book, and it was actually published in 1997. Yeah, I've had it a while. I have stitched other things out of it, but I had an idea of what I wanted to do with these to make Christmas, either Christmas cards or gift tags or something of that nature. And so here is the first one. I have finished her, and believe it or not, let me see if I need something behind her so you can see her better. There we go, that's a little better. I have finished her. Her facial expression left me a little wondering. I think she's supposed to be praying or closing her eyes in thought. It's hard for you to see because the light is so bright. Oh, that's better. But her eyes almost look like she's mad. I haven't decided if I'm going to take them out and redo them or not. But the whole top of her, either shirt or dress, whatever it is back stitched, including her hands. Her heart that she has in her hands are back stitched. Her face and her hair are all back stitched. So there was quite a bit more back stitching in there than I expected, but you know what? It looks really good with it in there. It looks better than it did without it. Without it, it was looking a little bit nebulous, not as sharp. So anyway, I'm doing this on perforated paper. This is the tan because I wanted her wings to show up. Depending on some of the colors, I can do them on either white. I also have silver, gold. I'll just have to look and see which ones are going to go well with the design. But this is the first of my new Christmas in July stitching that I finished. And yes, today is the 8th, and it was yesterday's start. So I just went ahead and kept going because I knew I could finish it with just one more day. And I do have a new start slated for today. It is a hands-on design. It's Oh Christmas Tree. I have it ready to go, and it's my next one, and I will be starting it here in a few minutes. So I knew I would have time to at least get it started this afternoon, and so I just wanted to finish my angel, and I'm really glad I did. So now what I'm going to do is take my book, I'm going to take my threads that I had pulled for this project, check the next project, because I'm actually doing, I think, 6 out of here on those cards. So I'm going to check and go ahead and kit up my next project in this series. But I will tell you today, to finish it up, yesterday I stitched 494 stitches to get it started. And today I stitched 545 to finish it. So almost half each day, almost half. But I'm gonna start my next one, and let's see, my next one will be mittens. It's actually on the next page, so I can show it what it will look like. There's the mittens. That will be what I do. I'm covering this up because the patterns are over there, but that'll be my next one of those that I work on. So I gotta kit it up. Anyway, it's been fun. So I'm gonna kit this up real quick for the next one, put it in my bag, and then I'm gonna pull out my new start for today. If I get enough progress on it today that I'm gonna put it away and count that as my start, I'll come back and share it with you. If I don't get enough work on it today, then it will go to my stitching meetup with me tomorrow, and I'll work on it till I get enough in there. I also had in mind that I might take my Merry Ho Ho with me, because I've been working on it, you know, for a new start, and it's easy to see. It's, you know, nice and easy to see the holes in this, and so since we'll be talking and visiting, it might be an easy one for me to work on. So that may be what I take with me tomorrow. We shall see. So now I am going to look at my, I looked at my prompts already because I did that yesterday, and this angel is not for any of my current prompts, but today's Friday, and so there'll be a new prompt going out, new challenge going out today. Carrie Pickering has already posted it, so I'm gonna go look at it and see if my angel can meet any of those since I worked on her today. We'll see if that'll work for one of the prompts. I'll let you know. I hope you're getting off to a great July, whatever you're stitching on this month. Several people have commented letting me know they're joining me either on one of mine or on some of their own projects. They're just doing a Christmas in July stitch, and I think that's great. I love hearing from you about what you're going to do, so please continue to share that with me. Happy stitching, everybody. Hi everyone, welcome back again. Oh, I'm so excited to be able to come back and tell you that I did get to stitch on my new start today. Today's new start being Oh Christmas Tree from Hands On Design. I'll remind you about that pattern. And the Oh Christmas Tree, this is the first one I did, and this is the one I was doing for my new starts in July, my 22 in 2022. So this I started this afternoon, and I have stitched on it pretty steadily. Stopped and had a sandwich for dinner, but because we had a big lunch. So I want to show you my progress. I finished it. I'm so tickled. I wasn't sure I'd be able to, but it just went so well. They're so pretty. Those little Christmas trees across the top, and then those beautiful little, I think they're flowers or berries. I can't tell, but of course, if they're berries or flowers, either one, they don't correspond to the size of the trees, so they're representative either way. But I think they're quite pretty, and I think the little white snowflakes in there, lovely touch, lovely touch. This is being stitched on light taupe, And there's the first one I did before on the corner of that fabric, and I just went across from it and did this one. So there you have it. That is my second one of my new starts that was a finish. And as it turned out, the first finish was this morning. So, wow, I'm on a roll today. Now, the good news is that, for me anyway, I don't have a new start planned for tomorrow. I have a stitching meetup. And I mentioned I might take one of my most recent starts with me, the Mary Ho Ho, and work on that to get it a little further along. And I'm still planning on doing that. And I may take something else with me just in case I want to break to stitch on a whip. But I do have a whip, I think it's Winter Quaker, that I'm using in one of my acrostics for one of those initials. And so if nothing else, I'll probably work on that on Sunday so that I can get it done. I was taking this out of the Q-Snap so I could show you how pretty those two are. They're going to make beautiful ornaments. I love them on this taupe. I think it really pops. Really lovely. Now you know that I'm doing this with a sulky pack that was created for this design. So the good news is that it only has 6 colors in the whole thing, and you have every color you need right in this little box. And then when it's time for you to start working on it, you just pull out the colors you need. I just pulled out all 6 of them and just laid them right here on my, I stitch at my desk, and I just laid them right there on my desk, and I just grabbed from one to the other as I walked across the piece. I did something I felt helped me get through it a little bit quicker today, and that is that I would do a color as long as I could walk it across without carrying too far. But once I had to tie it off, I would generally go back and get the next color in that area until I worked my way further across the piece, so that I was always stitching on the very next color to what I had just finished. And I think, and if I could work my way across in that same color in several different spots, if I had a color to count off of easy enough, I would do that. But if I had to count more than 2 or 3 stitches, I just stopped and went back and got the next color and worked my way this way. I did the top first, and then I did the brown for the ground and the trunks. And then as I started over here, you'll notice there's a bright red and a deep red. And so I started with the greenery, and then when I would get to a spot like right here, I'd go back and pick up that burgundy, and then I had to do the red. Well, then this red is close enough, I could do that red. And then I just, when I went back to burgundy, I got both of those. You know, that's what I did, so that I didn't have to stop and start a whole lot. You know, it was less than doing one color, stopping, doing the green, stopping, you know, that kind of thing. So I did try to color complete across as I could, and I think that helped me not to have to stop and start as much, although it is, you know, a bit of confetti in there with all the different colors. But I think it's really pretty, and I'm really tickled to have it done. So now I'll have to stop and take pictures of my finishes and post them on Stitch from Stash. I have decided to continue for the second half of the year. I was able to end my year quite in the black, which was fun and wonderful, and I'm happy about that. So now I'll post that, and I'll have that taken care of. I also will need to print pictures and fill out my journal, and I'll have to remove these cards that I created for each one of my new starts. I'll have to remove the 2 that I finished today. So I have a little bookwork, as they say, to get done. I hope you've had a great day. I certainly have. It's been a wonderful Friday. And now I have to take a few minutes and pack up my bag for tomorrow and make sure I have everything I need. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Happy stitching. Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Dina, and it is Saturday, July 9th, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about our stitching meetup that we had today. We had 12 people get together and stitch from about 10 o'clock till 4:30. Several of us were there all the way to 4:30. In fact, we heard the announcement today that the library would be closing in 30 minutes and we needed to make our way to the front. I'm not sure how many times we've heard that, but not often. That just meant we were all having such a good time, and I'm so grateful for that group of ladies and gentlemen when they come, but it's usually a group of ladies, and I'm just very grateful that they continue to come and stitch together and they look forward to it. And any of those who have been absent for a while, just know we miss you if you're watching, and we'd love to have you make the drive back again when you can. So today I decided, since I didn't have a new start scheduled for today, that I could take anything I wanted to stitch on. But you know, always I want something that's easy to stitch on when you're in a group. So I decided one of my recent starts would be a perfect one to take with me, and this is the one I took. This is a Lizzie Kate, and it is the Merry Ho Ho. Now, this worked out great because I was working on a prompt today, and the prompt was to work on a project that you had improved upon, something you had done to make it more special, or just a little bit different from how it was originally charted, something to improve upon it. And this one fit that bill for me because I decided that I would use a specialty fiber for part of this pattern, and so I picked up a silk lame that I had used in my Glendon Place Sleepy Hollow that is actually a braid, so it's a little bit thicker, and it's a glow in the dark. Now, I didn't care if this glowed in the dark or not. What I liked was the sparkle in the thread, which you're probably not going to be able to see, but there's a silver sparkle in there. And I liked the size of it, the thickness of it. And so I did double it over. I did the loop start with it, so it turned out to be 2 strands that I was working with. And I went ahead and stitched the ball, the little puff on the top of the hat, and I stitched part of the rim around the hat in that same color. So I've embellished this piece with the silk lame braid, and that is in here and here, and I wish you could see what I can see, because to the naked eye you can really see the sparkle, but to the camera you can't. It just looks like white thread, but I promise you it's quite sparkly. In fact, I had a couple of ladies today ask me what I was using because they were so delighted with it. So today I stitched everything from below this green hat. This is what I did at the stitching meetup today. So now this is where the beard begins, and that is where I'm going to continue to make this piece a little more sparkly and personalized, and I'm going to use my whisper thread for his beard. So I'm looking forward to getting started on that the next time I work on it. But today I put in 446 stitches, which I thought was pretty good for a stitching get-together where we're talking and visiting. One of the reasons I think I got more in today is it's an easy pattern. You see, those are big blocks of color. And second was the fact that we decided, most of us decided to bring our lunch today, and at different times we would go and just sit at a table where we weren't stitching, and we would have lunch and talk with people over near that table. And so I enjoyed that because I got to spend a little time with people I don't get to spend that much time with usually, because we tend to sit in the same spots. You know, you find a place, it becomes your place. So I've had the tables rearranged to allow more of us to sit in a grouping. Instead of just 4 to a table, now we can get at least 6, sometimes 8. and that helps us to have a larger group to talk with and visit with. I'm looking forward to that. So I am tickled with my progress today on this one. So today also, one of the ladies at the stitching meetup had a pattern that required 1/1 on the face. And as it turned out, it was a pattern that I had gifted. It was one I had purchased, and I decided I wasn't going to be able to stitch it. And I wanted someone to be able to enjoy it. So I had donated it as a door prize a few months back. And she had won it. And here she was stitching it. And she had gotten down to the faces. It was Kathy Barrick's The World is Filled with Good Intentions or something. And so the faces are charted for the eyes, and part of the face is charted 1/1. And she had never done 1/1 before. And I guess after hearing me talk about it, teaching it before, she came and asked me would I go over it with her. She had the right concept. She just wasn't sure she was doing it right. And she was. So she did that part while she was there today, and she told me that was not for the faint of heart, that she had a hard time seeing it, but she got it done. So I'm really happy for her that worked out that way. Well, I had a great day. So now I'm back home. I hope you're having a great weekend. I hope you're getting a lot of stitching done. I'm gonna start on the 11th with my next new start. I'll share that with you when the time comes. In the meantime, everybody, happy stitching. Welcome back, everyone. I'm thrilled to death to be able to come back and share with you a little more stitching for today. After our dinner this evening, my husband and I got home, and he took Coco for a walk, and then he wanted to watch the season finale of a show he'd been watching, Survivor, pre-recorded. This is one of those, where they've put it up long after the season's probably over. But because he was doing that and Coco was tired and resting, I just kind of snuck back up here and did a little more stitching. So I decided I would do one of my animal adventures today. I'm going to have to do those on the weekends probably anyway. And rather than wait till tomorrow, I pulled out my Enchanted alphabet, and I wanted to work a little more on her dress. So there's what it's going to look like. Only I'm not doing mine on a light fabric. I'm doing mine on a really mottled green. And so this is what mine looks like. And I'm so glad, because I think that dress is really going to pop. So I'll put a picture in here of what it looked like when I got started. And now you can see what I've done on the dress. I worked on that bottom ruffle. I did several, 3 colors in there. I did 2 that were the folds, that are just the shading for the folds. And then I did the white. And I started the white over here and came all the way across to about where her dress is, where I've got her dress almost to where it's completed. So that's the little front, I would say maybe 1/4 of her dress. It's a big dress. So there you have it. I got a little work done on that. I'm hoping to get more opportunities to stitch on this one this month. But I have, as I've been mentioning, kind of the rules as we go. And you always have to stitch on all 3 of your projects at least once during the month to meet the requirements of the Facebook group. This again is in the closed Facebook group, and it is an annual challenge. But each month they release the names of 8 more animal groups, and you stitch whatever number of stitches per 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. And I always try to get 3. And so tonight I got 311 stitches. So I'm really happy about that. But it is late. It's about 11 o'clock. So I'm going to go head to bed. Going to join my hubby and my puppy dog, already asleep probably. And but I just wanted to get that done, especially doing this month of starts for the Christmas in July. I'm gonna have to really squeeze in these you know, animal adventures. And I had actually thought tonight that I might do 100 stitches and take a picture, and 100 stitches and take a picture, and just see how many animals I could get done. But I just kept stitching, and I hit the 300, and I thought, that's fine. I'm going to try to keep it at least 200, because that's what I try to do for all my prompts on the acrostics, and so I could at least do that much. So I'm just glad I got the 300. Who knows, maybe I'll be able to continue doing that. Well, I thank you for letting me share with you my stitching on Enchanted Alphabet, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I'm gonna close it up for tonight, and if I get more stitching done tomorrow, I'll be happy to come back and share it with you. But in the meantime, happy stitching.